This e-foil cost over 17,000. Yes, you heard right, and as you can see, the price does not include the skill of learning to ride this thing. As someone who has been average surfing Hawaii for years, I was lucky to get a shot at trying something new. And oh boy, I did underestimate how difficult it is to ride this thing. In this video, I want to take you along the journey of e-foiling. My name is Gora and I'm 29 years old, who got banned from Hawaii and misses surfing very much. It used to be my favorite thing to do. As I have been lucky to spend some time in Spain, I got the opportunity to learn e-foiling, and I'm going to take you along this journey to try to get better at something that I've never tried before. It is currently winter in Spain, and although I'm thankful for any sun ray I can get, it is really cold. I still love this season, and it's the perfect opportunity to learn as no one will be swimming in the cold water. And the good thing is if I don't do well tomorrow, I can blame it on the cold. I'm just kidding, but maybe let's see.
The good thing is, I don't need waves. The bad thing is it's really windy and extremely cold. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be freezing. I even made myself a hot water bottle because I think it's gonna be extremely cold. I've never been to this spot, but I thought it's gonna be a nice place to try out something new. It is really pretty, but damn, it's cold. It's gonna be really hard taking off this jacket, but I will manage somehow. I was gonna fly my drone because I wanted to see get a nice shot of it, but I don't think it's gonna happen because it's so windy. I just literally sitting right behind here, so it's not too windy to film this, but it's really, really windy, so I don't know if my drone will sustain that, but maybe I give it a go. Obviously, there's better conditions to go e-foiling in than just choppy waves and wind and all that, but I think I still manage, I hope. But yeah, if you are going for the first time, I highly suggest you go on a lake or somewhere where there's no waves because it's going to be so much easier because it's all about balance, and the more choppiness and the more wind and all the stuff you have, the harder it is for you to get up. So I highly suggest trying to find a day where it's going to be calm. I know sometimes it's hard to schedule, but yeah, it's going to look a little goofy today, I think. I hope this is going to work out. I'm excited, but I'm also terrified because it's so cold. I am a strong person, but so yeah, I'm excited. I think I gotta go. I just gotta go and try.
The moment I stepped into the water, it hit me like a full body wake-up call from nature. Sharp and unforgiving. It wasn't just cold, it's the kind of cold that cuts straight to your core, like stepping into a bad idea you knew was coming, but you still didn't prepare for. My feet, they felt like falling off. I should have done better research. Unfortunately, the water was far shallower than I realized, and the sound of the propellers hitting the sand, but I knew there wasn't turning back at this point as I really wanted to try it out. But that wasn't the only challenge. Controlling the remote was a constant struggle, and my balance was far worse than I anticipated. Every moment felt so unstable, and I was quickly losing confidence in my ability to manage the situation. As you could see, it didn't work, and not only that, I stepped on a bee. How much luck can you have? Not meant to be today, but pretty sunset. I tried my best. It looked awful. It just was so far out, and the water just wouldn't get deeper. And then out there, the waves were too big. I was just hitting the wave with the board of the wave, and then it turns off automatically. So that burns like hell. Next time.
I forced my dad to show up this morning. Here you go. Yeah.
This steam rising from the water was a silent testament to how cold it was, but that wasn't the reason I couldn't bring myself to try. It's hard to put into words, but there was a block, an invisible wall built by fear of yesterday's pain. I had fallen off the board and the blade had hit me a lot harder than I wanted to admit. The ache wasn't just in my body, it had taken a root in my mind. I knew it was all mental, something I needed to push through, but that didn't make it any easier. What made it worse was the guilt. I dragged my dad out of bed on an ungodly hour, and now here I was frozen, looking like I wasn't even trying. I felt the weight of patience and my own frustration pressing down on me. Failing at something, really sucking at it, stings in a way that's hard to describe, especially when it seems it shouldn't be that hard. The worst part, the part of me that craved instant gratification, the part that wanted to be good at this now. And I just had come to terms that I wasn't good and some things need time. After this, I realized I needed a spark of inspiration. So the very next morning, I headed out bright and early with my older brother, who's the actual owner of the board. After countless setbacks and feeling stuck, this is really what I needed. This sight reignited something within. It made me want to try again. This morning was so beautiful, I cannot remember the last time I've seen a sunrise this beautiful.
Fuck.
He's going circles around the car. Was am I gonna do? Ich traue mich nicht raus. If there's one thing I've learned is that as a mom, it's sometimes hard to make time for yourself. So I really did try to make it a priority this vacation that I'm on with my parents, so I can do something as a mom. On to a fresh start. Setting up the board takes quite some time. The board is extremely heavy that you have to carry the batteries separately or it's impossible to make it to the beach. It was pretty cold, but it's not too bad. I've been here in the winter and it was way worse, so not too bad. Behind me is this really pretty cave. Should I go in? I always wonder, but I'm also scared. It's so difficult. I thought I was going to ace it because I was looking this morning. I went all the way in the morning to check if there's waves and it didn't look like it. And I know you can't really tell, but there's some big bubbles coming in. Oh, I just ate shit pretty bad. But it's fun. No boats here, which is good. So you're not worried about hitting anyone. And there's my dad. He's doing a lot better. Getting up, falling down, my balance still bad, although 5-second rides felt like a win. Some bigger waves started to roll up, making it even harder and more challenging. But I finally made some progress, even though it was a little. I'm so excited, I'm getting definitely a little bit better.
This house is on fire.
The thing about not giving up is that it doesn't come with fireworks or cheering crowd, but most of the time it's just you, showing up when it's the last thing you want to do. It's messy, it's frustrating, and it feels like the progress is so small it barely matters, but then one day something shifts. Today it happened. I made real progress, the kind that leaves you buzzing inside, that makes every struggle and doubt feel worth it. Don't get me wrong, there's still a long road ahead. I'm not there yet, but for the first time I can see it, and that changes everything. It's a reminder that results take time. Growth is not instant. It's a slow burn, a quiet transformation that only reveals itself when you earned it. And when it finally does, it's breathtaking. So here's the thing. Never ever give up, no matter how far away it feels, no matter how many times you fall or heavy your doubt gets. And this isn't about e-phoning. Keep going, because the moment you see even a glimpse of what you're capable of, that moment is magic, and it's waiting for you. And a huge shout out to my dad who kept up waking early to help me make progress with this silly board.
Okay, it's me again. I'm not gonna let that slide. I cannot let it slide. I will show you my progress. Obviously, what would be the lesson if I just not keep showing up, right? Told you. And the thing is, you think you get it, right? You think, oh, now I know. No, you don't. You start again from a better place. But it's not linear. You're not like all of a sudden